Pennsylvania, Senator Pat Toomey. And Senator, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for being
here.
Thanks
for having me, Maria.
Those comments coming from the president when he actually, right before he signed the bill around Christmas, how do you see it? What's your take on the impact of tax reform 6 months later?
Well, I'm thrilled. Okay, I mean, it's early, 6 months in, but all the data so far is enormously encouraging, right? We've seen the surge in GDP growth that we were hoping for. I think it's particularly important that it's been led by a huge increase in CapEx, exactly what we were hoping for, right? We lowered the cost, the after-tax cost of investing capital, and we've seen the surge we were expecting. Actually, it's even better than expected, 7.1% growth in the first quarter. That was arguably the heart of what was causing the lack of growth in CapEx. Was probably the heart of what caused such a weak recovery before. Tremendous growth, but the wage numbers are encouraging. The employment numbers are through the roof. Optimism is fantastic. It's really good.
How worried are you that the tariffs are going to cut into that growth? There are some people saying that tariffs now are going to basically wipe out all the benefits from the tax reform.
So I am worried, right? We've got an economy that is just humming on all 8 cylinders. It's doing really, really well. I think that the only significant cloud on the horizon is a potential trade war. I think so far the magnitude, economically speaking, is not big enough to do great damage, but the direction is very disturbing.
So now we've got this report from Axios that the president wants to get out of the WTO. What would that mean?
So I just learned that, and I'm befuddled because the WTO is not the UN, right? The UN votes against us all the time. We get it. The WTO has been an adjudicating body that has sided with us routinely. Over 80% of our cases, I think, we win. So I don't know why we would walk away from a body that resolves trade disputes in our favor.
The president said it was a disaster.
Yeah, but the empirical evidence doesn't support that. The fact is we win our cases. And so it's been very effective for us. I hope we'll stay in. Frankly, I think you made a good point, James. We ought to be using it more. Together with our allies, we've used the WTO, for instance, successfully against China in the rare earths metal dispute. We should be using it more.
Real quick before you go, are you going to be able to replace Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy? Are you going to be able to get the replacement confirmed before the midterm elections?
Absolutely, and it would be extremely irresponsible of us not to.
All right, we'll leave it there. Great to see you, Senator.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much. Still ahead.